What is an epidemiologist, and why is this epidemiologist talking to you about nutrition? Hi guys, my name is Liz. I am an epidemiologist, a plant-based nutrition specialist, and a health coach. And in this video, I'm going to take a bit of time to talk to you about what epidemiology is and how that plays a role in studying diseases and why I now spend my days talking about nutrition. An epidemiologist is someone who is trained in the study of epidemiology. At its core, epidemiology would be the study of the determinants and the distribution of a disease. That basically means what causes a disease and how it spreads. You can pretty much guarantee that whenever somebody becomes sick, whether that is like with the flu or with diabetes, there is an epidemiologist somewhere that is studying and trying to understand what is making that person sick with whatever that disease is. Epidemiologists, their ultimate goal is to promote the health of a population on a population level. That's a bit different from your clinical health providers, like a doctor or a nurse, for example, where they work on a very individual level. Epidemiologists and other people within the field of public health work on the population level. So we're not usually looking just specifically at individuals, but how that individual is part of a population as a whole. I used to work for a health department. I worked in the division of epidemiology, and specifically within that, I worked in the area of communicable diseases. Communicable diseases are also known as infectious diseases. They're diseases that can be spread directly from one person to another person. They're usually caused by bacteria or viruses. You can think of the flu or COVID. The other broad category of diseases beyond communicable diseases would be non-communicable diseases. These diseases are also known as chronic diseases. They can't be passed between people like the flu or a cold can be, but they're sometimes called socially contagious in that your social environment, like the environment that you live in, the culture and the food systems that surround you, those are all factors at play in what can lead someone to developing a certain chronic or non-communicable disease. As an epidemiologist, I'm trained to look at disease in a different way from doctors or other health professionals that work in a clinical setting. These professionals are trained to diagnose and to treat the patient that is sitting right in front of them. That patient shows up with whatever list of symptoms or health condition that they are dealing with, and that health professional reacts to that condition. Epidemiologists, on the other hand, are trained to look more at health patterns. We're not just asking ourselves why the person in front of us is sick and how we can make them better, but we are asking ourselves why they and the community that they live in are experiencing this health condition at twice the rate of a neighboring community, for example. Now, with my training and experience in epidemiology, but working as a health coach and a plant-based nutrition specialist, I sort of wear two hats. As an epidemiologist, I understand that non-communicable diseases are the #1 leading cause of death globally, and that their impact on our global population just continues to grow and continues to impact our health and our wallets, and that so many of these diseases can be prevented through nutrition. Now that I have stepped into the role of a plant-based nutrition specialist and health coach, I am working with individuals, but my work is still guided and backed by this knowledge and science that I am close to through my experience with disease control and epidemiology. I provide this guidance to my clients, but in health coaching, it's my clients who are in control. And that's kind of the beauty and what I love about the work that I get to do, because I find it so hopeful that through plant-based nutrition, we do have a way that we can have more control over our health than we might even realize. We each have the power to make choices that can prevent us from having to live with diseases like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, that can help us to manage a healthy weight. Even if you are already sick with any of these diseases, it is still within your power to address the root causes of these diseases and to make choices that can help you to live in a healthier way. Not only that, but you have the right to a healthy life, to feeling good in your body, and you already have the power to be able to make changes and choices that can make that happen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.